Welcome to the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast, a space where we break free from tradition, creating a wedding day totally authentic to you and your love story. I'm Abby, UK wedding planner and owner of Elegance Unlimited, here to help you plan a wedding day that feels uniquely yours. Join me for planning tips and advice, endless inspiration, and a pocket full of calm within the chaos that is wedding planning. Consider me a trusted friend, here to walk you through it all. From injecting fun splashes of personality into your day, to reinventing tradition completely, all whilst focused on building a day bespoke to your dreams and desires. I cannot wait to get started, so let's get planning. Hello, welcome back to the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast with me, Abby, your friendly neighborhood wedding planner, here to give you all the inspo, all the tips, all the tricks. I'm going to be your agony aunt. I'm going to give you all the wedding inspiration. I'm going to give you the run through from A to Z. We are going to do it all. That's what this podcast is here for. So thank you so much for joining. I'm very grateful that you're here. Episode 28? 27, 28. I'm actually on a roll today, guys. I'm recording my third episode in a row. So honestly, truly don't know who I am. Hang on. I just want to get it right. It's episode 29. Christ, ignore me. Goodness me. We're almost at 30 episodes. How exciting is that? I love doing this podcast. I love doing it so much. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening each month. I see you all. I see your comments. I see your DMs. I see all the listens going up, and I'm just so grateful. So grateful. But that's the only ramble I'm going to do to start off this episode. We're going to get straight on into things. Nothing else to add for the start of this one, except that it's going to be a good one, and I hope it helps. Today, we are talking about comparison when wedding planning and how to avoid comparison when planning your own wedding, because, it's tough, right? It's tough. I feel like comparison in life in general is so tough. And it doesn't stop when it comes to wedding planning. And there's that extra added layer of pressure, right? Because it's your wedding day and it has to go perfectly and it has to be amazing. So the comparison is hard, really hard. I see it all the time. I deal with it with couples I work with. It's a very real thing. So we're going to talk about it today. We are going to get straight on into things as normal. Before we do, if you are enjoying the podcast, please make sure you follow, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. All of the above. Come follow us on Instagram, join the Facebook group, sign up to my email list. Oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the show notes you just want to go and check out once you finish listening to the episode. Don't leave us too soon. So, as I just mentioned, comparison is so common. So common. And the question I found myself asking is why? Why is comparison so common in the wedding space? Because this is just supposed to be like a fun, exciting day, right? Why are we comparing ourselves when it comes to a wedding? Like how is this a thing? And when I came to thinking about it, it was just so obvious, because I was like, yeah, of course. We are surrounded by news stories, social media posts, film and TV of these like big, flamboyant, extravagant, perfect weddings. Perfect, right? Everyone, they look perfect. Like the more filters you see and the more people that are going all out on looking incredible on their wedding day, it's more stuff for you to look at and compare. And this is not to say that you're not going to look incredible on your wedding day, because I know you're going to look incredible on your wedding day, but there is this element of, and I do it myself. You see people around and your natural instinct is to be like, oh my God, they look amazing. I could never. Or that looks amazing. I could never. Or their floral arch at their wedding looks amazing. Mine could never. I'll never get anything as good as that. Mine won't be as good as that. I don't have this at our wedding. It's not going to be as good as their wedding. We are constantly told that we need to be doing bigger and better and improving and doing all the things. Everything has to be completely unique. Everything has to be never seen before, one of a kind. It's exhausting. It is exhausting. So when you are looking for inspiration and you are on Instagram or you're on Pinterest or you're at wedding shows, wherever it might be, and you're seeing pictures of everyone else's incredible weddings, of course, I completely understand that sometimes there is going to be a part of you being like, oh, that looks amazing. Ours isn't going to be that good. Firstly, we're going to come to this, but just don't listen to that to start off with, because that is not going to be the case. Your wedding is going to be incredible. I know it's going to be incredible, but I get it. I completely get it. We are being pushed to spend more and more and more. We're being pushed to do more and more. Like I said, everything has to be unique, everything has to be special. There are more options. Like, the more unique and non-traditional or alternative ideas there are, the more options there are, the more choices there are. Do we do this now, or do we do this? Do we do this or this or this? So and so did this, but our friend did this. Do we do this? Do we do the same? Do we do something different? Oh God, I'm tired just thinking about it. I'm tired just talking about it. And not to mention the added pressure of maybe your friends are getting married, or your siblings, maybe you've got a sister or cousins that are getting married at the same time as you, that same kind of couple of years. You have that to compare. Maybe your family are just not on the right vibe, and they're saying, oh, well, your cousin Jane did this, and, cousin Lola did this for their wedding. You should be doing the same. This would look great. Theirs was so lovely at their wedding. Wasn't it amazing? Nothing's going to be better than that. Some people's families, or just people in general, don't have the tact to, not ruin a moment and not say too much and add the pressure. They maybe don't realize that they're adding pressure onto you by saying how incredible cousin Lola's wedding was in Santorini and, by the beach, and it was incredible. And you're thinking, I just wanted a nice, cute rustic barn wedding in the UK, but nothing's going to live up to that, right? And we've got a lower budget, so there's no way we're going to live up to that, right? Oh my God, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. It's so, 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 so tough. I will say this now. Every single time you compare your wedding or your wedding plans to someone else's wedding and their wedding journey, you are stealing away from your own experience, completely stealing from it. And most people go into this process planning to do it once, right? Sometimes you do it two times, three times, whatever. Life happens, right? But for the most part, you are going into this journey thinking, I'm only going to do this once. And every time you compare yourself and your journey and put yourself down or put your journey down, or say, our wedding's not going to be as good as this, or we can't afford to do this, or our wedding's not going to be as good, you are stealing away from your experience. And there's no other way to say it, but that's on you. That's what you're doing, whether you're intentionally doing it or not. But it doesn't have to be that way. And it shouldn't be that way. This is your wedding experience, your wedding planning journey. You deserve to have an incredible time and to do it the way you want to, and to have the most amazing wedding. We're going to talk about how to turn off the comparison noise, about how to avoid it, and all of those things. But I just wanted to say and make it really clear before we dive into all of that, that is the fact of it. If you spend your entire wedding journey looking out at other people, not for inspiration, but to tear yourself down, to add pressure, to keep adding noise to all of your own thoughts and your own ideas, you're going to ruin it for yourself. And when it's been and gone and you look back, you won't be thinking, oh gosh, I'm still really upset that we didn't get to do it the same way that these people did it. And I'm so upset that we didn't get to afford to do this, that, and the other. You're going to be thinking, gosh, I really, really wish I just switched off the noise and just focused on our day and enjoyed it for what it was, because it was perfect and I didn't get to enjoy it. That's what you're going to be thinking. I'm almost 100% sure of it. So I just wanted to get that out there. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I just wanted to make that really clear from the get-go. That could be you. That could be the end result. And I don't want that for you. I don't. So let's talk about how to avoid comparison. How do we, it's around us. And some people are great at not comparing, and they're fine doing their own thing. Nothing bothers them. Honestly, I need tips from those people. How does nothing faze them? How does nothing on this earth faze them? For the most part, there are a lot of people that struggle with looking at other people and worrying that their day's not going to be as good, or they're not going to look as good, or, whatever it might be. We're going to talk about it. How do we avoid comparison? The first thing I recommend you do is to switch off the noise. Just turn it off. And you need to figure out where that noise is coming from. Is it coming from friends and family? Is it coming from social media? Is it coming from something else entirely? I don't know, maybe you've seen something or read something, or someone just said something to you and now there's just this voice in your head that you can't get rid of. Switch it off. Turn it off. Just take a few days off and we're going to do a reset. We're going to do a hard reset on our brains, on our wedding planning journey brains, okay? If this means not seeing your family and friends for a few days, do it. If it means not engaging in those conversations, not letting them talk about the wedding, talk about something else. You don't have to not see them, but sometimes people just don't, like, they just want to keep talking about the wedding. I get it, it's exciting. But if that's becoming a bit of a trigger for you with comparison and you're just like, oh, I just don't want to think about it for a few days, and I recommend you do that, switch off the noise, take a few days out. Stop wedding planning for a few days. Stop researching, stop reaching out to people, stop actively looking for inspiration, and just switch off the noise. Quiet the mind and let your thoughts inside just be. That alone will make a huge difference. I know that for a fact. When you are feeling in that headspace, and it's not a fun place to be when you're comparing and worrying that you're not going to be good enough, or it's not going to look as pretty, or it's not going to be as amazing, people aren't going to think it's as good, and all these things that in reality don't really matter. But in the moment, they feel heated. They feel like it's the most important thing in the world. Ultimately, the only important thing is that you get married to the love of your life and you create amazing memories. Okay? All these other details, we've added meaning to. We've added the pressure to those. And I completely get it because it's an emotionally heightened experience. It's a big deal. I'm not going to minimize that at all. I wouldn't be a very good wedding planner if I did. But I think there's something to be said for just putting things into perspective, taking a few days off. And when you're in that downward spiral, you cannot make a rational decision. You cannot make a decision that a calm and confident version of yourself would make. Every decision when you're in a spiral is going to be affected by the spiral and by the comparison. And you're going to be thinking, well, we need to do this. And maybe you'll end up impulse spending or spending over budget because you feel like you need to spend more on a specific supplier because you're trying to achieve this goal that someone else has set for you. Step back, take a breather, take a few days and just turn off the noise. Stop scrolling, actively scrolling anyway. You're still going to get hit with the algorithm. Maybe you just need to be like, I need a social media detox for a few days. No more Pinteresting before bed. No more actively making wedding plans. I'm going to say to my mum, please don't talk to me about the wedding for just a week or so. Just give me some time. I've just got some decisions to make. I don't want to think about them. I'm just going to turn off for a week and then come back to them later on. And do you know how often that helps? Do you know how big of an impact that makes when you just turn everything off for a few days? It's like going on holiday. It's like going to a spa or going to one of those like out in the wild nature retreats where you've got no phone, you just switch off, you just meditate and just go to the spa, and then you come back and you're like, oh, now I feel ready to kind of enter my life again. Before, everything was just too overwhelming and too much and I couldn't even think. Whereas now I'm feeling a bit more calm. I'm feeling a bit more rested. Let's head back into this process and see how we're feeling. Could not recommend that more. When you are ready to keep wedding planning, to continue making plans, to take some steps forward on your wedding planning journey, whether that means you've taken some time out or whether you're ready to just kind of keep going, whatever, I want you to do this. Find your wow factor. Find the thing for you as a couple for your wedding day that brings the wow factor for you. Okay, let me explain what I mean. If you are finding yourself comparing to other people's weddings, to other people in general, to the way things looked, to the way things felt, how much money they spent, I personally think that is likely because you are missing something from your own wedding experience. There is some part of this other wedding or this other bride, this other groom, whatever it is you're comparing yourself to, there is some part of that you feel like you want, whether it's the physical thing itself or whether it's the feeling, whether it's, sometimes you could just be looking at a picture of a bride in a dress at their wedding day and thinking, oh my God, they look absolutely incredible. And look how happy they are. Look, they just are glowing. Their makeup is perfect. The dress is perfect. I must need that dress. That's what the voice inside your head can tell you sometimes. Well, that's incredible. I need that dress. That must be the right dress for me. It might be, it might not be. Do you know how many dresses you might need to try on to find the perfect one for your body shape, to find one that you feel comfortable in? The fact is, it's not the dress that's making her look so glowy and happy and in love, like she's having the most perfect day. The dress, although it makes you feel great, is just a piece of the puzzle. It's not the whole thing. You could put on that dress, feel like absolute crap in it. It just is not your dress, doesn't sit the right, doesn't make you feel good. You will not be exuding the same glow. You will not be exuding the same happiness and the same excitement, right? What you need in this instance is your own perfect dress, your own wow factor dress that suits your body, that makes you feel confident, that makes you feel the most incredible you've ever felt. Then you're going to exude that same vibe. Then people are going to look at you, and the dress is a piece of the puzzle. It's going to be like, wow, the dress is so beautiful. But the woman wearing the dress is incredible. The person wearing this outfit looks amazing. Look how happy they are. Look how confident they are. That's what brings the vibe. If you are wanting people to come to your wedding and say, this was amazing, it felt this way, it doesn't mean that you need to go and copy someone else's wedding because it looked like it made their guests feel that way. I'll bring it back to the example of like family and friends' weddings. Say you've gone to your cousin's wedding or your sister's wedding, and afterwards people are talking about it for the next few months. Remember this happened at the wedding and this was amazing. And you might find that your family and friends are going, gosh, it was so amazing that they did food trucks at the wedding. It was incredible. It was amazing. Wow, what an amazing wedding. Such an amazing wedding. Loved that. Such a great day. Great for them. Does not mean you also need to do food trucks just so that people can come to your wedding and say, gosh, what an amazing wedding. The food trucks are such a good idea. If you are not food truck people, if it doesn't match your vibe, if it's not what you want to do, it doesn't mean that you need to do it just because other people are saying it was amazing. Oh my God, it was so good. What that means is that you need to find your version of that. If that's important to you, you need to find the version where people come and they leave thinking, oh my gosh, that was amazing. It was a perfect wedding day. Personally, if you are asking me, from my personal opinion, and I guess some experience mixed in there as well, I think that you get that reaction from a wedding when it's been curated and tailored specifically for the couple that are getting married. This isn't just a copy and paste wedding where you've gone, yep, we'll have some of that, slap some of that in. Yeah, I think people do that. We'll use some of that. Fine. There's your wedding. Anyone can do that. That's fine. And if that's a perfect wedding for you, then that's perfect. But where's the details? Where's the things that make things amazing? Maybe the food trucks was such a big deal and such an amazing, like, oh wow moment at your cousin's wedding because they met whilst working on a food truck and they've used that specific one, or they used to go traveling, or they own their own, I don't know, it could be anything that ties that to them. It's special for them. Maybe the vibe of the wedding day was like casual festival fun vibes. Perfect. If you're going for like more of a traditional or a classy, like, or even like an industrial warehouse feel, coastal beach vibes, whatever, you might not want the food trucks. You might want the sit down meal. You might want graze boards instead. It's completely different. And what I'm trying to get across here is that your wedding day is completely different to every single other person you know that will ever get married and has ever been married. There are similar elements, the legal bit, getting married, dressing up nice, bringing some flowers, maybe having some bridesmaids or groomsmen, the music, the food, the dancing. But those are like the foundational elements. Without you deciding what food it's going to be, what music's playing, what you're going to wear, what the color scheme is, what it looks like, what it feels like, without you making those decisions, that's just a blanket wedding. That's a template. It's empty. There's nothing filling that out to make it personal. Okay. So if you find yourself comparing, let's ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling that way? Is it because you want the feeling that they look like they're feeling? Is it because you want the reaction, your guests to have an amazing time? Is it because you want your pictures to look a certain way? Is it because, what's it because of? Certain things, if there's a real deep-rooted cause of jealousy and something else in there, I can't probably help with that. I don't think I'm qualified. You might want to do some deeper digging to find out why you're feeling that way, but I'm talking about like general comparison. If I was sat here and my friend got married and I was thinking, oh, my wedding's never going to be as good as theirs, why am I feeling that way? Why? What is it about that makes me feel like my wedding's never going to be good enough? Is it because I felt like she looked amazing in her dress? Is it because I felt like the party was just on fire all night? And I just don't feel like my wedding's going to be like that. Why not? Let's fix that. Okay? Find your wow factor. And when I say find your wow factor as well, I mean make it personal. This is what the podcast is about, guys. This is what I specialize in. Make it personal. Bring things in that are perfect for you as a couple, that make sense for you, that add that quality that people come and go, oh my God, of course they've got this at their wedding. That's so perfect for them. Completely perfectly tells their love story. Comparison will ruin everything. If you see a video online of someone's first dance, you're seeing all these like choreographed first dances now and like special things with the lifts and stuff. Like we talked all about first dances, right? In the first dance episode I did with MRC Dance. So if you need more first dance inspo, you should go and listen to that. But we talked all about the different kinds of first dances and what people are doing, what's new and non-traditional, and are people still sticking to traditions. If you see a video of someone doing a really unique first dance that you've never seen before, and you start comparing, thinking, oh, well, we weren't going to do a first dance because we really just don't like standing up in front of people. We can't dance. We don't want to do it. Now I feel like we should be doing a first dance and we should be doing it just like that because, oh, that looked amazing and everyone loved it. That's their wedding. That's their wedding. It's got nothing to do with you, respectfully. And it shouldn't, because it's their day. Your day should be a reflection of you. If you force yourself to stand up and do a first dance that you don't want to do because you feel like you have to, you're going to end up feeling miserable anyway. And then you'll be comparing in the opposite way afterwards, thinking, oh, they just did exactly what they wanted to do for their first dance. We should have done that and not done one. Don't compare. Don't compare. It's so hard. I completely understand that it's easier said than done. I'm not going to sit here for this entire episode and just preach how do this, do this, do this, without understanding that it's really tough. It is tough. But I think that pushing through this and finding a way to make your wedding feel like your own, making it feel unique, adding in the personal touches, the little details, the things that just make sense for you guys is so, so important. Because that's what gives you a day that dreams are made of. That's what gives you this dream wedding day, the personalized day that people talk about for years and years afterwards. Anyone can plan a wedding. Anyone can plan a wedding that is a copy and paste version of what a wedding or what people think a wedding should be. Anyone can do that. But we're not going to do that. We are living in an era where there are more alternative options. There are more non-traditional elements being brought in. There are new, unique ideas for suppliers and decor and things coming in all the time. Why on earth would you want to bother doing a copy and paste, excuse my honesty here, a boring version? Who wants to go to a boring wedding? Not me. No thanks. And listen, this isn't to say, like, if you do the traditional wedding and you do all the traditional things because that's right for you and you love that, that's not a boring wedding. That's your perfect wedding. You can bring the vibes, you can have the fun evening, you can do all the things. Maybe your invitations are personalized and they're classic and it's perfect for you guys. Tradition doesn't mean boring if it's right for you. Okay. And when it comes to comparing because of money and things like that, like we haven't got a high enough budget to do that, our wedding's not going to be as good. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, weddings are expensive. Yes, weddings are getting more expensive because everything's getting more expensive and suppliers are business owners just like anyone else. We have to make a profit from our business and we have to make a living. So, of course, the prices are going to go up, but weddings have always been a luxury. If you want the wedding day, you can go down to the registry office, you can get legally married if the marriage part and nothing else is just that's what important to you. We just want to be married on paper. That's fine. And that's perfect. Amazing. I love that. But it's not for everyone. I wouldn't be a wedding planner if it wasn't, if people didn't want the big wedding day and to get all their friends and family together and to get the pictures. So it is important, but money is not the only thing. Okay. Yes, things are going up. Yes, weddings are expensive, but this is why I encourage all my couples to prioritize. Set your budget from the beginning, prioritize what's important to you, and do those things really, really well. All the things we've been talking about in the recent episodes, we talked about, deciding on a theme and a vibe for the day so that everything looks and feels cohesive and consistent throughout the day. So you avoid this like messy wedding day that nothing really matches and nothing goes and it's all different styles and that feels cheap sometimes. I'm going to say it. Christ. I'm being honest this episode. That can feel cheap. That if you want something, I always say, if you want something to feel more luxurious, more expensive, a bit more bougie, you don't need more money. You need more intention. So budget doesn't mean anything when it comes to that. You can do something really low budget that looks really high end. It's not always about the amount of budget you have. Yes, if you want 1,000,000 flowers, that's going to cost you more than getting 1,000 flowers. Of course, there's some things that you just can't negotiate on price there. But just because you're getting 1,000 flowers instead of 1,000,000 doesn't mean you can't do something really intentional and incredible with these 1,000 flowers compared to the 1,000,000. I don't know how far you'd get with 1,000 flowers. I'm just trying to make a point. Just trying to make a point here. So yes, budget isn't everything. A wedding is going to cost you money if you want to have a wedding. I think I always get people, and I'm sure other wedding suppliers get the same. When you say you're in the wedding industry, when you say you're a wedding supplier, people go, oh gosh, weddings are so expensive. Don't know why you'd bother. I get it all the time. And people will be like going off on a bit of a tangent. They'll be like, well, we spent this on our wedding, waste of money. Can't believe we spent this many hundreds of pounds on this at our wedding and didn't even use it, or it wasn't even worth it, and all this stuff. And 9 times out of 10, at the end of whatever they finished saying, they go, oh, probably saying this to the wrong person, aren't I? And I'm like, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because I kind of love weddings and I really think they are worth it. And I think if they're intentional and they're done well and you manage your budget properly, I think they can be the best day of your lives, and not cost you the earth and not cost you the stress. So yes, I think a wedding's worth investing in if it's important to you. I'm not going to be taking on people as clients that don't think weddings are worth the money because they're not going to be having one. So that's fine. Leave them in their lane. This is your lane. Do with it what you will. But yeah, I just think it's funny. I often get people, as soon as you say you're like, I'm a wedding planner, oh gosh, weddings so expensive, so not worth it. I didn't even do this, da da da. And I just have to sit there like, okay. It's funny, but I love my job. I love what I do, and I will do everything in my power to help you manage your budget in the right way with intention to have a wedding day that looks amazing. Sometimes it's about cutting out the things that you don't need. Get rid of the things you don't need so that you can put more of your budget into a few really amazing things than just trying to chuck everything at it for the sake of feeling like you've done it all, just for the sake of feeling like we've included as much as we can and we've included every possible idea that we've seen at every other wedding. We just wanted it all there. We wanted the magician and the live band following us around. We wanted the wedding painter and we wanted the favors and we wanted to do photo booth, and we wanted to have one of those, what's those spinny ones where they do, I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, that's too much. It's too much. If you've got the money for it and you want to, I'm crack on. I'm here for it. Invite me along. I would love to attend. But you don't need it. You don't need all of the things. Choose one thing and what makes sense for you guys. Yeah? Maybe you both loved doing magic growing up as kids. It was like a little hobby that you had. I don't know. Get the magician. Maybe you're both artists. Get the live painter. What makes sense for you guys? Maybe you like going to art shows. Get the painter because it makes sense for you guys. I could go on and on and on, and you guys will know. You guys know what you do as a couple, Something like going hiking is something that you might have in common. We always go on hikes, so let's include that, like little elements of the day. We do golf together. We like going to the cinema, and the cinema was our first date, and this movie is like our favorite movie. Let's incorporate that. These things have more intention and matter more than just throwing anything you can at a wedding day and being like, yeah, wedding. You don't need all the budget in the world to do that. DIY weddings are on the rise, which I think is incredible. I love a DIY wedding, and we should do more episodes talking about that. Absolutely. If you've got the time and capacity to do it, they can be so, so, so worth it. If you've got the creativity to be making things, that can be super, super beneficial. It's all about what's important to you, and you don't need to compare yourself to other people's weddings and do what everybody else is doing just because you feel like you should. You don't need to do that. So yeah, a long ramble on to say that, yeah, you don't need to do it that way. The last thing I want to talk about today, and I talked about it a bit in last week's episode as well, so we're on a bit of a theme these past few weeks. The last thing I want to talk about is mindset. If you are finding yourself in a comparison spiral, if you are finding yourself not enjoying the process, not having the wedding planning journey that you deserve, because this is your wedding planning journey. You're going to do it once with your partner. Enjoy it. Soak up every moment. You cannot soak up the moments and the memories if you are focusing on what everyone else is doing. Stay in your lane, okay? So we're going to change our mindset. We're just going to flip it up a little bit. We're going to switch it up and just change it. I want you to think about what is truly important to you about your wedding day and about your marriage. What's important to you? What moments would you like to look back on and think, yeah, that's it? That's what I've done it for. Is it the first look? Is it the private vows you've written to each other? Is it your first dance? Is it your friends and family laughing together? Is it those little moments where you and your new husband or wife are just looking across the room at each other and just smiling, knowing what you're in for in this new chapter? Is it you want to feel amazing because you're never going to do that again? What foundations do you want to lay for the marriage and the next chapter going forward? Think about those things because that puts things into perspective. So when we're trying to change our mindset, you don't need to change your mindset. You don't need to completely change who you are as a person and change the way you think. This is all just about redirecting your energy and your thoughts. Where are my thoughts going? Is it to a negative place? Let's bring it back. Think about before the wedding planning started, before you got engaged, or maybe when you got engaged, but before the planning started, what did you picture for your wedding day? Because these are the most honest and raw, unedited thoughts and ideas that you have in those beginning stages when you're just picturing getting married. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about how incredible you're going to feel in your perfect wedding dress? Are you thinking about sitting down at your wedding breakfast with everyone laughing around you and speeches happening? Are you thinking about the evening, dancing the night away? What are you thinking about? What does it look like? What colors are there? What's your initial thoughts? And hold on to that feeling because you'll get a little buzzy feeling then in your chest and you'll think, oh gosh, that's what we're doing it for. Hold on to that and keep bringing yourself back to that. Bring it back to your why. Focus on what's important for you guys as a couple, what is special for you. You know, I've talked about the personalization. What's going to make your wedding day special? What's going to make it fun? What's going to make it completely bespoke and unique to you guys as a couple? Why? Why are we getting married? Why are we having a wedding day and getting everyone together and putting this money into it when we could go down to the registry office and just get it done legally? Why? Why do we want the wedding day? It seems like an obvious question, but I think some people don't want a wedding day. They don't. This is why people end up halfway through planning thinking, scrap this, we're just going to go and elope. And they do, you know? More and more people now are finding that they're getting married by themselves secretly, and then a year later having like an engagement party or a wedding and then announcing that they've already been married for like a year. Why are they doing that? There's a reason that they're doing that. Why? So bring yourself back to your why. What's important to you? Remember as well, and this is so, so, so important. I cannot scream this louder from the rooftops. You are never going to please everyone. Never. So focus on pleasing you and your partner as a couple. And if you do that, nothing else is going to matter. Nothing else can matter. You cannot find yourself comparing to other people or worrying about what other people are thinking and whatever else if you are staying in your lane and you're doing things for you as a couple. You are making intentional decisions that serve you. Okay? If you find yourself making decisions on what you think you should be doing, what mum says is traditional, what your gran says you should be doing, and you have to look like this and this has to happen. If you find yourself making those choices for things that don't serve you, of course you're going to find yourself comparing to other people because, oh, look how much fun they're having. They look like they got the day of their dreams. They look like they got to make their own choices. They don't look like they've been being nagged by their family and friends left, right, and centre on what they should be doing and what they have to do. They just look like they've had the best day. Of course, you're going to compare when you're feeling like that. So ultimately, and I know it's hard, I do know it's hard, like the amount of people I see going through tough family things when they're planning a wedding, the amount of people I speak to, it's tough. And I know it's easier said than done for me to just sit here all high and mighty and be like, just don't listen to them. Just do what you want to do. I know it's tough and, but there's always a way to try and navigate it. And the way I'll always look at it, honestly, is that I'm going to do it my way. If I'm putting all the money in and the time and the energy to have my wedding day with my fiance, you best believe it's going to be on my terms. Okay. You are a guest. Act as though a guest should. I'm the VIP guest. I'm the guest of honor. So I'm going to be the center of attention. I'm going to be doing things my way. I'm not going to be having things that make me feel uncomfortable or sad on my wedding day. If you can manage to do it that way and to get what you want out of your wedding day, you will find yourself comparing less and less and less, because there's nothing to compare to. Because I've got my dream day. I feel amazing in what I'm wearing. I'm so excited to marry my partner. I think the playlist is going to be perfect. The food tastes great. It's going to be amazing. We've got our backup plan. So even if the weather's not great, the day's not going to be ruined. I have nothing to compare to because the day is going to be perfect because it's my wedding day. That's the vibe you want to have. That's the thought process that I encourage everyone to at least try to have. I know it's easier said than done. It really is true when they say that comparison is the thief of joy. It will thieve your joy, and do not let anybody take this experience away from you. Not your mum, not your dad, not your friends, not work colleagues making snarky comments, not a stranger on the internet, not a celebrity having a big, massive celebrity wedding making you feel like your wedding isn't enough. Someone you don't know and you're never going to meet. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is your experience. Enjoy it for what it is with your partner. You will not regret it if you do everything the way you want to do it. As long as you're being kind and polite and you're not like being unkind and nasty to people, there is no reason why you can't do things your way and do things the way you want to do them. And I 100% believe that with all of my heart. So, yes, I hope that helped. I said a few episodes ago, I'm doing shorter episodes now, quicker, snappier ones. This isn't going to be that long. I've been talking for 40 minutes. Once you get me going, I can ramble on like nothing else. I really have to rein myself in sometimes because I don't really listen to my own advice. When I'm like, short episodes, don't talk for too long, make it quick and easy to follow. No, 40 minutes later. But I hope it's been helpful. I do. And I love an episode like this. If you've got a topic or something that you think, yeah, I'd like to hear Abby ramble on about that. There's probably not many people out there that would want to hear that. But if you are one of them and you've got something you want me to ramble about, let me know. Give me a topic and I'll be off. But yes, I hope this has been helpful. Please don't compare your wedding to anyone else's. It will be perfect. It will be amazing. Just enjoy it. Strap in, enjoy for the ride. And if you need any support or help along the way, then you know where I am. Come and find me. I'm going to leave that there for today. Thank you so, so much for listening. I will be back next week for episode 30, which is so exciting. Thank you for listening. I'm so grateful you're here. Make sure you follow, subscribe, give us a rating. All the links are in the show notes to come find me elsewhere, and I will speak to you next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Your Wedding Unlimited podcast. I hope you're feeling inspired and excited to create your dream wedding day and those lasting memories. Don't forget to hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I'll be back next Wednesday with more tips, advice, and inspiration. In the meantime, don't be a stranger. Come and find me on Instagram and TikTok at Your Wedding Unlimited, where I share even more wedding ideas and behind-the-scenes insights. You can also watch these episodes on YouTube at Your Wedding Unlimited. And if you're looking for even more support, come and join my private Facebook group, Your Wedding Unlimited. It's an amazing community of fun and authentic engaged couples, packed with extra tips, advice, and insights to guide you along your journey. If you have any questions or need more info, you can DM me or send me an email at yourweddingunlimitedpodcast@gmail.com. All links and details will be in the show notes. Until next time, happy planning!